How's it going, investors? Ari Gutman here with the TipRanks team, and I'm ready to deliver through on 3 dividend stocks considered to be safe investments for rather uncertain, volatile times to which we currently face. Not to mention, each of these 3 stocks are seeing a lot of buying activity from everyone across the board, from your retail investor to hedge funds who have been doubling down on each of these positions by the millions. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Before we get to these 3 stocks, it's certainly worth ensuring that we're all on the same page regarding the economic backdrop and to never invest without at least a macro level overview of why the market is as volatile as it is. Now, with that said, the fear in the market really started the moment the last consumer price index report read inflation remained above 8%, which then prompted the Federal Reserve to actually respond in kind with another 75 basis point interest rate hike, along with continued commentary that the Federal Reserve is going to remain as aggressive as they need to be in terms of combating inflation, despite the impact that it may have on the labor market. And of course, all of this commentary fed into fears. The market went into its mayhem, and now we're just convinced that we may see a deeper recession. However, as investors, it's never about avoiding the market entirely, but learning how to actually invest through the ebbs and the flows, which leads me to our 3 stocks that tend to give investors the safety that they're looking for, along with green lights from analysts as buys that they're going to return to shareholders over time. With that said, our first stock is Coca-Cola. It is the world's most beloved soft drink manufacturer. Now, I don't believe a whole lot needs to be said about Coca-Cola, given the safety that it actually provides as a dominant industry leader with over 200 brands worth of soft drinks, which make up for quite a moat around the business. Now, after 135 plus years worth of Coca-Cola's growth, it has seen its market capitalization amass to $243.82 billion. Yet we can also see right now Coca-Cola has taken a massive hit recently, especially with the last handful of days, trading for $56 per share. That's down from a peak where it was once trading for $65.24. And while I wouldn't necessarily say the stock is undervalued, it is certainly worth a penny or two to ensure that your dollar is protected. To that end, we can see a lot of buying activity from investors across TipRanks, and even more so from hedge funds, with multiple new positions being built, like More Capital Management's building up an $11 million position. And better yet is just the fact that analysts foresee growth for the stock, with a rebound in share price coming up to $68.67 per share. That's over 21% worth of upside. Now, until it rebounds, shareholders can also enjoy a nice dividend from this dividend king, coming in at a dividend yield of 2.94%. Our next stock, providing investors with more safety, is one that really brings a lot of truth to the old adage that one man's trash is another man's treasure. So let's talk about Waste Management, which was originally founded in 1893 and has only since become the world's largest provider of comprehensive waste management, offering services as garbage collection, disposal, recycling, as well as dumpster rental. Now, as of today, Waste Management has a $67.46 billion market capitalization. Now, an investment like this is not necessarily discounted as we speak, but it has come down just a tad in the last handful of days amidst all of this market volatility, where it's now trading for $163.22 per share. Now, as for investors across TipRanks, our team has seen a spike in buying activity, and we can see just within the last 30 days over 10% worth of an increase to investor portfolios across TipRanks. While smart money has also been betting on Waste Management, and we can see that hedge funds have been pouring millions of dollars into the position. For More Capital, back at it with a $10 million position, to Bill Gates having over $2.8 billion invested. Now, looking ahead, analysts also foresee growth when it comes to Waste Management, with a stock share price soaring to $171.71 per share. That's over 15% worth of upside. And until then, shareholders are also going to enjoy Waste Management's stable dividend coming in at 1.48%. And finally, a stock that I'm really loving right about now is the world's behemoth of a fast food chain, McDonald's. With over 38,000 locations operating in over 100 countries around the world, McDonald's has certainly come a long way since their founding in 1955. As of this moment, McDonald's dominates the industry with a whopping $174.14 billion market capitalization, Of course, another stock that may not be considered undervalued at this point in time, but certainly considered a safe bet despite it being knocked around and ultimately having declined by a little over 10% on the year, now trading for $236.70 per share. However, analysts are of course forecasting a strong comeback for McDonald's, with a target share price coming in at $283.85 per share. That's nearly 20% worth of upside that could be on the way for McDonald's shareholders, which is why we're seeing plenty of investors once again pouring their money into McDonald's across TipRanks. Now, of course, hedge funds have also been right there to build up positions as well, from Richard Chilton adding over $8 million into a position with McDonald's, and more recently, Crystal Rock Capital's new $4.96 million position. Now, until we get that economic recovery that we are waiting for, McDonald's is just likely to continue to shell out its dividend, with a dividend yield coming in at 2.24%. Investors, there you have it. From Coca-Cola to Waste Management and McDonald's, the three dividend-paying stocks that tend to be safer investments during periods of high market uncertainty. Now, just before we conclude for the day, please know that today's video was not stock advice, but rather a means of showing you through all of our TipRanks investment tools so you as an investor can make wiser, more informed investment decisions. However, we would love to know your thoughts on each of these stocks, or what stocks you've currently been buying, if you've been buying at all. So drop all those comments down below. Now, until next time, thank you for tuning in.